Well, one and all, welcome again to another Mikey Life program. And of course, people, the pleasure is mine to be back with you. And of course, we have a few things to talk about today, a lot with what's happening here at home with regard to our COVID-19 situation. We'll be talking about that. And so we have to say thank you for joining us for another night. And for those of you who are here for the first time, well, hello. And what took you so long? Anyway, over 250 persons took the Pfizer vaccine on day number 1 here in Grenada as well. We have an update for you as it relates to Grenada's COVID-19 status. Health Minister is to pay ticket for COVID-19 breach. We'll tell you about that. I find how I looking like if I stocks. What kind of flex is that, dog? Anyway, all right. COVID-19 hotline overwhelmed with calls. We'll talk about that. New generator at Queen's Park Power Plant is going into service. We'll talk about that. And Idris Elba and John Boyega. That's how they pronounce it, right? Or Boyega. I don't know which one of those thing they're silent, you know, or which one of them voil. Anyway, that's not my business. They were identified to play a role in a movie that is to be out soon to highlight the story of Victoria Cross hero, Grenadian Johnson Beharry. So we have all of that and more to tell you about on tonight's program. We want to say thank you again for joining us. All right. Now, somebody sharing tonight's program will receive some free credit, compliments, Digicel. Keep that in mind. Now, we also would like to let you know that the headlines was brought to you through the kind compliments of the Communal Cooperative Credit Union, Coates Grenada Limited, Digicel, Nawasa, the Housing Authority of Grenada, superb distributors. We would like to say thank you to all of you for sponsoring our headline. We're taking the first break, and when we come back, it could be real news in Ole Lili Lolo. So brace all yourself. I tell all you, we have a real thing to talk about. So stay right there, and remember to share the business.
Running low on groceries? Why not visit realvalueiga.com and experience our new online shopping platform? Place your order, then go out and enjoy your day to spend more time with friends and family. Free delivery available within select locations or in-store pickup available. Sounds simple, right? It is. Stress less, live more with Real Value IGA online store, where good food begins.
Let's get tough on greedy and larceny. It will destroy our economy. Larceny threatens our food security. Can hurt us locally, hurt us globally. To all the buyers, ask for license from all produce sellers. To all the people, 300 for police for them thieving fellas. To all the families, don't steal produce from your brother. Then you sell it to traffickers, hotels and street vendors. Nah, man. Let's do all we can to stop greedy and larceny. New vigilance, new laws, and a tough judiciary. Stop Grenada's organized business crime. It's time.
To report greedy and larceny, call 300.
We support you at every stage of your life.
For business,
for your education,
for your financial freedom,
for that new ride.
Upgrade your life with the Communal. Contact us today.
After being locked down during the pandemic, get ready for summer with Rika. Live this summer with Rika's Summer in Every Drop promotion. Buy any Rika combo of 6 200ml, 4 330ml, or 3 1-liter Rika juices and get a chance to win. Win Apple AirPods, plunge pools, beach chairs with umbrellas, barbecue with Rika. That's summer in every drop. Promotion ends August 31st. Tickets available at all leading retailers island-wide. Rika, distributed by Superb Distributors Inc., Tempe, St. George's.
How going on, boy?
Hey, good old things.
Hey, Daisy.
Yeah.
Boy, in line, boy. Your house looking a real good day.
Boy, it's thanks to the hard-working and professional staff at the Housing Authority of Grenada. They handled me real nice. They did my plan, they did the construction, and I didn't even have to worry about a thing. They were there with me every step of the way, supervising the job, asking me about my concerns, giving me feedback as the house took shape. They were there from start to finish, and even put the keys in the palm of my hand. I give them an A++ for customer service.
Oh, it's people from housing bad, boy.
Boy, not bad. Excellent. If you're thinking about constructing your home, why not consult the Housing Authority of Grenada? You could visit them right down in the Sandino complex, or give them a call 440-1015 or 440-1016, or check out their website hag473.com. They go handle you. They go jog your blocks, they go draw your plan, they go tote your materials. Hey man, where you going? The Housing Authority of Grenada is your choice for affordable housing and a stress-free construction experience.
Diamond Intercontinental Jewelry Store now has amazing deals, special discounted prices on wedding sets, watches, and selected jewelry. We sell top brand jewelry and watches like Citizen at the best price. We offer the best deals and customer service on the island. Opening hours Mondays to Saturdays, 9:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Diamond Intercontinental Jewelry Store, located at the Esplanade Mall, St. George's, Grenada. Visit or call us today for 14-3114-232-1234 or WhatsApp 533-1581. Sale is on for a limited time only.
Are you prepared for the hurricane season? Do you have a plan? Remember, water is essential in any emergency plan. Determine your family's water needs. Ensure your storage containers are food grade and store at minimum 35 gallons of water per person per day for at least 1 week. Understand that your planning may be different this year because of the need to protect yourself and others from COVID-19. Take the necessary actions to ensure that your household has an adequate stored water supply should there be an interruption. Be prepared. Nawasa, committed to meeting customers' needs.
Yeah, boy, committed to meeting customers' needs. All right. So again, we'd like to say officially welcome again to people who are just joining us. COVID-19 response and vaccination drive ramps up on the sister isle, Carriacou. Now, with the recent surge of the positive COVID-19 cases in Grenada, the COVID-19 response team in Carriacou and the PT Montnick, together with the Ministry of Health, they are moving to heighten its awareness and the vaccination drive throughout the various communities and reinforce measures, they say, to safeguard against the potential spread of the virus on the islands there, Carriacou and PT Montnick. The Minister for Carriacou and PT Montnick Affairs and Local Government, Honorable Kendra Stewart, in an interview, said that on Wednesday, Carriacou's first quota of the Food and Drug Administration FDA-approved Pfizer vaccine will arrive on the island and made available to children 12 years and over on Thursday, the 26th of August, 2021, from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Hillsborough Tennis Court, and so they are urging people to come out and get the vaccine and thing now, yeah? And here in Grenada, on the mainland, well, they've started the administration of that vaccine on Monday, and according to one health official, over 250 persons have already received, well, on the first day alone, their COVID-19 shot of the Pfizer. Right now, there have been a call for a choice of vaccines, and of course, the United States government donated to Grenada just about 30,000 doses. All right. We are moving on. The next thing that we have to tell all you about, boy, the new generator at Queen's Park Power Plant is going into service. Having successfully started the new engine for the first time, the Grenada team, they are preparing to put the engine into full service over the next week. Now, during the installation period over the past 11 weeks, special civil, mechanical, and electrical works have been completed, they say in preparation for the commissioning of the new generator, which will increase the company's overall power generation capacity to 52 megawatts, all right? Clive Hosten, who is Grenada's chief engineer, notes, he said that we are fortunate to have had competent installation team, and we look forward to the engine going into full service.
Since the transportation of the engine to Queen's Park, we've been working on the installation. So we had to put the engine on the foundation, okay, which was a very sensitive and precise job. And then a matter of connecting all the essential components to the engine. So there's a lot of work regarding pipe work, mechanical works, the electrical work, cables, control cables, making sure that the PLC is connected. So all the interconnections for the engine to work properly, a very important part of the installation. But apart from that, we also have quite a bit of new items that's part of the engine package. New radiators, new air intake system, new centrifuge, a lot of new valves and fittings. So time was spent putting all of this together and making sure that it works the way intended.
Right.
So we have started the...
All right, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. All right, we've posted a story on that on our page, all right? So you can go check out that there. Earlier, the next thing that we have to tell you about, boy, Johnson Beharry was one of the first persons we interviewed on this program. Remember when we was in the operating from the kitchen? And he came in to tell us, we contacted him to tell us his story, you know, and he has an amazing story, Victoria Cross Johnson Beharry. You know, he is at the top when it comes to heroes in war. I mean, just to put it quite simple. And he is having a blockbuster movie made on his life. This guy is from St. Patrick, you know. I ain't making it up. I ain't making it up. You understand? He's having a movie made on his life with some of Hollywood's biggest stars. John David Washington. You understand? He's Idris Elba is going to be on the movie as well. You understand? And so they're saying this is going to be one of the biggest things as well. The movie will follow in the footsteps, they say, of real-life war epics, including 2016's Hacksaw Ridge and 1998's Saving Private Ryan. So currently they are putting the script something together, and then we will make a movie. You understand? That piece go decent, dog. That piece go decent. You understand? One of our own. You understand? And we have to really be proud that one of our own will be featured in a movie like that. You know what I mean? What do the NIS, boy, if you missed it, they are launching, they have launched their new COVID-19 sickness benefit claim form. You can check it out online and thing. You understand? So, one, are you in quarantine? If you are in isolation and you required to abstain from work, sorry, if you have tested positive and so on, all of that, persons who are affected by COVID-19, you understand? You have to just do the regular stuff, bring in your certificates and stuff like that, and they fix you up. You understand? And they say that they are trying to meet the needs of the people because they understand how these situations can really affect your earnings and your ability to provide for your family. And so they are trying to make things a little bit easier for you. You understand what I'm saying? I find that song decent. So contact the NIS and talk to them about it. You understand? Good. Only we're moving on. Grenada's COVID-19 situation changed a couple of weeks ago when we found that there were several Grenadian locals who have no travel history tested positive for COVID-19. Fast forward to now, we have seen just about, I think it's 30 Grenadians being affected by the virus, or over that. In fact, Grenada currently has 44 active cases, the last time we checked, of COVID-19. In a post-cabinet briefing today, the Chief Medical Officer, Dr. Sean Charles, gave an update on Grenada's current situation.
So to date, we have confirmed upwards of 230 cases. What is of significance to us is that we currently have 44 active cases recorded, and out of those 44, only 7 are imported cases. So the vast majority, 37 of them, are local cases, persons who have not traveled. Yesterday we added 5 new cases. Currently, we had 1 case in hospital that was released yesterday. There was 1 individual who was subsequently admitted to hospital with suggestive symptoms, and they are pending PCR confirmation. So as it stands, we now have 44 persons in isolation and are being followed up by our health officials. And we still have quite a number of persons in quarantine, and testing and contact tracing and all the other activities continue. Now, just a bit on the local cases that we have. So far, out of the 37, we have 4 who are vaccinated, 33 non-vaccinated.
All right. Now, we asked how many persons are currently awaiting tests results, and he said because it's a fluid situation, they were not able to provide that number, but it would have been at least good to know, so that at least we can have an appreciation of how widespread or the magnitude of the testing that is happening. But okay. So the next thing that we have to tell you about by Dr. Sean Charles, again, the same CMO, Chief Medical Officer, he says that the infections are kind of like widespread. They come from different communities around the island.
Several parts of the country are affected. The parishes of St. George, we have the Northwest, we have the Happy Hill, Molyneux, that area, the Northeast, the Vendome, Willis, New Hampshire area. We have St. John, principally in Guelph. We have St. Andrew. St. Andrew is a bit varied because we have cases from 4 different villages in St. Andrew. So we continue to monitor the situation, and we continue to remind the public that this is the scenario that we have been speaking about for months, and it is in our hands to ensure that it does not get out of control.
Thank you very much, Dr. Charles. And boy, oh boy, speaking of out of control, we got a call today from the port. Yes. And, you know, they were saying that once information started circulating that one of the workers tested positive for COVID, things went haywire. At one point in time, it was reported that it was like a ghost town. Of course, it might be a little exaggeration, but of course, as I understand it, there were a lot of speculations, and people were kind of very, very anxious and uneasy when that revelation was made. And as well, we also got confirmation from one of our colleagues. The police confirmed that the clerical staff at the headquarters, that's the police headquarters, so that's something separate now, were requested to remain at home until PCR results for a COVID-19 test was conducted on one of the member of staff to determine their COVID-19 status. And that also is true. The police force is not unique to that particular situation. I mean, based on what we're dealing with, it is no longer unusual for any employee government agency, any business place, any institution to have persons being isolated so that they can get tested because they might have been in contact with a positive case. Right now, that is just almost the norm. All right? That's just almost the norm. All right. So, so today we talked to the, in the post-cabinet brief with the Health Minister, Honorable Nicholas Steele, about a recent photo that went into circulation that depicted himself and movie star, what is his name again? Steven Seagal, and at least 2 other persons in a vehicle not wearing masks. Now that picture went viral. In my preparation, for tonight's program, I just forgot to pull it up, but you guys know what I'm talking about. You've seen it. So in today's post-cabinet briefing, we asked the goodly gentleman, the Minister for Health, how does he see this recent incident affecting his message? And ladies and gentlemen, this was his response.
Yep, Mikey, I had a conversation with the Commissioner of Police, and as far as I'm concerned, there is public evidence that I was not wearing a mask, and I await my ticket and I will pay my charge. The law and the regulations we put out there is for everybody, and those that were in the vehicle are going to do the same. So the law is for everybody. I will pay my charge. I will receive my ticket for not wearing a mask in public, and we will move forward, and I expect any and everybody else to follow by example as well. It's been 15 months that we've all been dealing with this, and yes, I dropped my guard and I wasn't wearing my mask, and therefore I will pay the consequences.
Okay, everybody, act normal. That's how I know time has changed, eh? Jesus. Next time I'll present a multiple choice question, and just choose A, B, C, or D to make it a little easier. Oh, God. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. Moving along. Okay, all right, let's get serious. No, y'all stop. Y'all making me laugh. All you making me laugh. Stop. No, serious. Stop. Okay, let's get serious. Okay? Next story. I have a serious. Okay, I have a serious story to tell you now. Let's move on. Okay, no, I'm serious. Let's move on. The COVID-19 hotline has been overwhelmed, they say, with calls. All right, overwhelmed. Some people, they say, expect an immediate response whenever they call and say, okay, I want to be tested and so on. The chief medical officer says that it's, since this outbreak, it's become a little more challenging than it has been, but the health workers are doing their best.
Regards to testing and so on. We spoke about this. We did try to carefully explain to the public that COVID-19 is something that can overwhelm any healthcare system. So when there is a concern that someone has some flu-like symptoms in a family and persons call all right, in an attempt to get tested or so immediately, understand that the system cannot immediately respond to 100 such calls at the same time. All right? It simply cannot. So there will be delays, and these are the things that we were carefully trying to explain so that we would not get to this point. But we are here at present. So what I'm asking is for all of those persons. Yes, I understand that you're anxious. All right? Just understand that we are working to the best of our ability right now. Our healthcare team is out there. They start early in the morning, they finish late. All right? And these are persons who are going at it for months. All right? They've been going at it for months.
All right. He also says that they are even meeting some very uncomfortable and hostile scenarios and situations. Now, I can attest to that because I was told by a gentleman today that if the health workers show up in their communities to do any vaccination, they're stoning them. I'm like, what? I didn't hear that. They do what? You know? Yes, that's what the youth man said. And so the CMO is actually saying that too, that the health workers are experiencing some challenges as well when they're going out there to do things for people's own well-being.
And they encounter all sorts of scenarios out there because they do get to homes and test individuals. And one thing I want to mention is that they are facing a great deal of abuse from some of the persons that they go out to test as well. I had to mention this this morning because we have different persons in this society. All right, and the unfortunate thing is that all healthcare providers have to face the wide variance of different personalities here. All right. So in addition, they're working on the these different kinds of strains, which are unnecessary, especially in a time like now. So just understand that there will be delays. All right. There will be delays. What we have observed, persons, the symptoms that have been presenting, they've generally not been too severe, but we do understand that persons are anxious. But they need to understand our perspective as well. All right, it is a challenge on our side as well.
All right, thank you very much, Dr. Sean Charlton. We do empathize with the health workers. And I know I speak on behalf of many when I say that we do understand the challenge. We do understand what it is that they have to go through to accomplish. I mean, what we are all trying to do is get to lower numbers of infections here in Grenada. All right, I'm not hearing much about the mandatory vaccination. Again, I don't know what's going on with that. In St. Vincent and the Grenadines, though, let's just take a little trip. We'll come back just now. St. Vincent and the Grenadines, the Public Service Union says following an emergency general meeting, which was held on the 2nd of August, the membership of the Public Service Union voted to take industrial action during the period September 7th to the 10th, 2021, in response to government's amendment of the Public Health Act. According to 784 News, furthermore, at a meeting held with nurses on Wednesday, on Wednesday, August 18th, the nurses took the decision to withdraw their services during this same period to protest the amendments which have implications for their fundamental rights and freedoms. The PSU says amendments to the Public Health Act will strip the rights of essential workers in the first instance to choose to be vaccinated or not. The union, in a release, stated that the government has refused to or failed to listen to workers with respect to their human and constitutional rights and freedoms. In light of this, the PSU has notified the Governor General of the intention of the withdrawal of services in keeping with the provision of such action as outlined in the Essential Services Act. Now, the PSU is calling on all, they say, public servants to withdraw their services during the period September 7th to the 10th. The union said a clear message must be sent to the government that they will not tolerate any infringements on their members' rights and freedoms. Very, very, very interesting development. Or let me go back now that I compose myself. You know, you have a part of my brain that will just laugh when I want to get serious. That caused me to laugh. Now, here we have a Minister for Health who have been very, very, what should I say, blamacious. If there is such a word, blamacious. Somebody spell the word blamacious for me, please. Blamacious. All right, on people in his public discourse about or infections and so on. Blame, every 2 words is a blame, and it just makes it hard to pick out any sort of substance. You know, it's hard to pull out facts from those blames. It just distracts you so much. You know, there's a blame for the jab, there's a blame for the private parties, there's a blame for people not wearing masks, and rightfully so. I think to some degree we have to call out people who violate. Yeah? But then when you yourself exhibit the same thing that everyone else has, that you've been so talking about, this is your response? About a ticket? About paying how you reach day? How you reach day? How does that address the concern? How does that show that you understand what has been happening? Listen, I say this, and I say this with no apology. I find that some politicians, they are out of touch with reality because they are too removed or too remote from the wider population. And that might be owing to a lot of things. Zip code, status, a lot of things prevent you from getting a true sense of what's happening on the ground. So that when you see it, you scoff at it. You scorn it. You belittle it. You talk down at it. You know, because you don't understand. And because you cannot understand, you cannot relate. And there's a disgusting disconnect in how you, as the authority, treat with or address these people. You understand? Because you don't get it. Because you're not part of it. That's not how it was meant to be. A politician was supposed to be the people's spokesman. It was supposed to be the people's person. The person who probably would have a better sense of leadership or skill in leading, who have resources extra, who people respect, and they respect you, and you respect them back in return. So there's a nice union, a relationship. So that when you do on their behalf. When you speak on their behalf. How the hell did we get to the opposite? So much so that this has become our norm. How did we get here? It's like you take pleasure in talking down on the black man. You take pleasure in talking down on the jab. Take pleasure in talking down at the private promoters. And listen, everybody let their guard down to some degree, including you. But here's what. It shows the disconnect when there was such an unskilled response to a very basic question. How do you think or view your actions as affecting the message that you've been preaching? So when you start answering it about ticket, it again clarifies what people are saying in the disconnect, because here you are placing resources as a remedy for violating the law. You get me? So you have the resources. I am going to pay because $350, I don't pay that. You understand? But that's not the point. That's not the point. As you rightfully said, you as well have let your guard. It's been a long time. And we all let our guards down in different ways based on our lifestyle. So whether that means driving in a car with a star You understand? With your gas on full. Yeah, and your button you can press. You understand? That's how you can violate. Yes? Because that's your lifestyle. The man on the ground's lifestyle is putting oil on his skin and walking out in the street and beating a drum. That's what he has. That's how he can violate. And it's not necessarily being defiant. Again, it is treating a vice. Yes? A little vice. Or you're frustrated and you just want to let go for a while. You want to let go for 2 minutes. You understand? So you have your way and they have their way. You understand? And then we must all respect each other. But then here we have a situation. We are here together. I'm not encouraging anything. I am just saying let's be a little more understanding. Let's ask ourselves, how did we get here? Ask ourselves, how did I contribute to where we are? We don't get any sense of, we don't hear you take responsibility for nothing. You understand? And that cannot be. That is what impedes the penetration of the message. If the messenger himself, it's put to question based on his actions. You understand? So when you get that violation, don't only see it as people trying to be defiant. It is more than that. And anytime you come with that rhetoric, I think you dig yourself deeper. I used to like you more than I like you now. Why? Because I think you're losing your way, to be quite honest. To be quite honest. You know what I mean? I don't say I wouldn't like you again if you take a little turn, because you could turn. But the face of the pandemic has to be a face that people have confidence in. The voice of the pandemic must be a voice that people have trust and confidence in. Yeah? And that's as much as I would say. That's as much as no love lost in a dog. No love lost. But we got to get it right, bro. We got to get it right. We are moving on. What else we have to tell you? Boy, that stupid challenge. The one that you're going up on top of the crates and stuff like that, it's going around the world like wildfire, but it's causing a serious problem. Because you have people, how much years that lady had again? The old one that damaged her hand, that injured her hand? She must have been 105, I don't know. Woman decided she's going to be part of the challenge. Broke up herself. Another one, I think that one was here, where someone climbing the crates, another person kick it off. Yo, I don't know, man. But anyway, like other challenges, who can hear, go feel. And that challenge right there is a very bad idea. I'm just saying, for all the thrill seekers, be guided accordingly. What else we had to tell all we running out of time, and I want to drink some water on the program. So I want to remind you that many of the stories that you hear on the program you can find on our page, our website as well, MikeyLive.com. You know, as well, we want to remind you that we do the coverage of funeral services, weddings, social events that falls within the ambits of the law. In terms of recording and live broadcasts of these events. So feel free to send me a message or so if you have an event and you're not able to accommodate as many people that you want, but you would like to broadcast that to an audience, whether privately or publicly or recorded, we are able to do that as well. All right, so so let me go and drink some water now. I like a broth there. I might drink a little broth too. We take a little break and thing. Yeah, and then we've got a national report, and we have the weather. And again, we are encouraging you to just share the business, no man, share the program. You understand? And yeah, we'll come back and ding. Yeah, we had the weather for you too. So do. Yeah, cool. No love lost in the dog. You know what I mean? We tight, boy. You want to say it? You know what I mean? Anyway, let's leave that talk. We're coming back.
Running low on groceries? Why not visit realvalueiga.com and experience our new online shopping platform? Place your order, then go out and enjoy your day to spend more time with friends and family. Free delivery available within select locations or in-store pickup available. Sounds simple, right? It is. Stress less, live more with Real Value IGA online store, where good food begins.
Let's get tough on breed your larceny. It will destroy our economy. Larceny threatens our food security. Can hurt us locally, hurt us globally. To all the buyers, ask for license from all produce sellers. To all the people, 300 for police for them thieving fellas. To all the farmers, please don't steal produce from your brother. Then you sell it to traffickers, hotels and street vendors. Nah man, let's do all we can to stop breeder larceny. New vigilance, new laws, and a tough judiciary. Stop Grenada's organized business crime. It's time.
To report pre-deal larceny, call 300.
We support you at every stage of your life.
For business,
For your education.
for your financial freedom.
For that new ride.
Upgrade your life with the Communal. Contact us today.
After being locked down during the pandemic, get ready for summer with Rika. Live this summer with Rika's Summer in Every Drop promotion. Buy any Rika combo of 6 200ml, 4 330ml, or 3 1-liter Rika juices and get a chance to win. Win Apple AirPods, plunge pools, beach chairs with umbrellas, barbecue grill set, gamer set, and weekly pop-up giveaways. With Rika, there's summer in every drop. Promotion ends August 31st. Tickets available at all leading retailers island-wide. Rika, distributed by Superb Distributors Inc., Tempe, St. George's.
What does it take to be an amazing woman? Lots of me time. Amazing women are classy, fancy, and a little sassy. It's the drink for me. Cheers! Sometimes you've got to show them who's boss. Alpha male? Nah, alpha females are more amazing. Cheers to securing the bag. We make time for ourselves, for work, friends, and we certainly make time for passion. We're simply amazing. Amazing cream liqueur for the amazing woman in you.
Make this Carnival Tabanco sale a special one at Spice Isle Jewelry. Get up to 40% off our collection of silver and gold jewelry with purchases above $115. Visit our 2 locations on Grenville Street, St. George's and the Spiceland Mall Grand Dance and see our fine selection of traditional West Indian bangles, necklaces and earrings, rings and our unique handmade pieces. Step into Spice Isle Jewelry and shop in air-conditioned comfort with friendly, helpful and courteous staff. We also pay the most for scrap gold. Our repair service is second to none. Treat yourself or even someone special with something special from Spice Isle Jewelry. Call us on 440-3155 or 440-6648. Sale ends August 31st.
How going on, boy?
Hey, good old things.
Hey, easy.
Yeah.
Boy, in line, boy. Your house looking a real good day.
Boy, it's thanks to the hard-working and professional staff at the Housing Authority of Grenada. They handle me real nice. They did my plan, they did the construction, and I didn't even have to worry about a thing. They were there with me every step of the way, supervising the job, asking me about my concerns, giving me feedback as the house took shape. They were there from start to finish, and even put the keys in the palm of my hand. I give them an A++ for customer service.
Oh, it's people from housing bad, boy.
Boy, not bad. Excellent. If you're thinking about constructing your home, why not consult the Housing Authority of Grenada? You could visit them right down in the Sandino complex, or give them a call, 440-1015 or 440-1016, or check out their website, hag473.com. They go handle you. They go jog your blocks, they go draw your plan, they go tote your materials. Hey man, where you going? The Housing Authority of Grenada is your choice for affordable housing and a stress-free construction experience.
Diamond Intercontinental Jewelry Store now has amazing deals, special discounted prices on wedding sets, watches, and selected jewelry. We sell top brand jewelry and watches like Citizen at the best price. We offer the best deals and customer service on the island. Opening hours Mondays to Saturdays, 9:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Diamond Intercontinental Jewelry Store, located at the Esplanade Mall, St. George's, Grenada. Visit or call us today for 14-3114-232-1234 or WhatsApp 533-1581. Sale is on for a limited time only.
Are you prepared for the hurricane season? Do you have a plan? Remember, water is essential in any emergency plan. Determine your family's water needs. Ensure your storage containers are food grade and store at minimum 35 gallons of water per person per day for at least 1 week. Understand that your planning may be different this year because of the need to protect yourself and others from COVID-19. Take the necessary actions to ensure that your household has an adequate stored water supply should there be an interruption. Be prepared. Nawasa, committed to meeting customers' needs.
Welcome to Yogo. Most of you know us for our food delivery service and our food pass for free delivery from restaurants. But did you know you can also use us for grocery deliveries too? We've just added another 5,000 plus new items to Yogo's supermarket. And stay updated as we add more products and vendors. Yogo Services is our convenient skip the line offering. Let us pay your electric, water, and other utility bills for you. With us, you will be able to buy tickets, pay your rent, schedule bookings, and other services. Need a ride to get somewhere? Give Yogo Lyft a try. Select your pickup location and destination location and wait for our driver to collect you. Never have to worry about how you're gonna get to a place again. Please see website or app for our service locations. And sign up now.
The Ministry of Health encourages vigilance amidst rising COVID-19 cases. We'll have details to this story and more in the national report. With the details to the news for Tuesday, August 24th, 2021, I am Christian Mitchell. The COVID-19 cases on island continues to increase. Currently, there are 44 active COVID-19 cases on island, with 230 confirmed since the start of the pandemic. 7 of the active cases are imported and 37 are local. Of the local cases, 4 individuals were vaccinated and 33 were unvaccinated. Mild symptoms were exhibited from 22 of those persons. Chief Medical Officer Dr. Sean Charles presented a COVID-19 update on Tuesday. The Ministry of Health is continuing to conduct contact tracing within communities. The 44 individuals are in isolation.
Several parts of the country are affected. The parishes of St. George, we have the Northwest, we have the Happy Hill, Molyneux, that area, the Northeast, the Vendome, Willis, New Hampshire area. We have St. John, principally in Guelph. We have St. Andrew. St. Andrew is a bit varied because we have cases from 4 different villages in St. Andrew. So we continue to monitor the situation, and we continue to remind the public that this is the scenario that we have been speaking about for months, and it is in our hands to ensure that it does not get out of control.
Health Minister Honorable Nicholas Steele added that the populace should continue to follow all health protocols that are in place.
Government's plan is the same as all government's plans, to vaccinate the population so that we can create a level of immunity and a buffer there, to prevent movement and mass gatherings, and to have people follow the protocols. If we do those things and we can achieve all of those things, then we will stop the spread. If we do not achieve all of those things, then the spread will continue.
So far, over 22,000 Grenadians have received the first dose of the vaccine, and over 18,000 received the second dose. Acting Chief Medical Officer Dr. Sean Charles calls on individuals exhibiting flu-like symptoms or those who have been in recent contact with someone who tested positive for COVID-19 to remain at home and call the COVID-19 hotline for assistance. The move is part of government strategy to reduce the further spread of the virus. In recent weeks, Grenada has recorded an increase in COVID-19 cases among locals with no recent travel history. There is also an increase in the number of persons visiting the emergency room at the hospitals with COVID-19 related symptoms, which, according to health officials, is a potential avenue for the virus to be transmitted. Dr. Charles said the ministry has systems in place to identify and evaluate individuals experiencing symptoms.
If you have symptoms, you should self-isolate at home. Do not leave your home. Do not go out in public and expose others. You call a hotline, or you call your nearest health facility. All right, so that we can make the assessment and organize for your testing. We are not encouraging anyone who has suggestive symptoms of COVID to leave their homes at any time, take public transportation or whichever, go to a healthcare provider or a health clinic where they will encounter the elderly, the pregnant, young children, potentially expose all of these individuals just to get a test to see if they have COVID, and especially when their symptoms are not life-threatening.
On Tuesday, during the government's weekly post-cabinet press briefing, Health and Social Security Minister Honorable Nicholas Steele encouraged Grenadians to call the hotline for assistance, even though they may fear being stigmatized.
Now is the time for us to get past this. Now is the time for us to report if we have symptoms, to be brave enough to step forward if you know you've been in a place of high risk. So that you can be tested to determine whether you have been exposed or not. What we don't want is for you to believe that there's a stigma, that there's going to be blame, or there's going to be reprimand or so, and you keep it quiet, and in keeping it quiet, you allow it to spread within your own household. And maybe one of your vulnerable family members who lives with you ends up getting the virus, not knowing how because they never left the house or so. So please, if you know that you have been somewhere and possibly exposed, call our hotline, come in to to be tested at one of our centers, but call first. We don't want people just coming in.
Addressing the concern that there may be a charge to conduct PCR tests, health officials announced that PCR tests for public health purposes are free of cost. Close to 250 PCR tests are conducted daily as part of the ministry's contact tracing efforts. The Ministry of Health also indicated that additional lines have been added to the existing hotline to give more Grenadians access to assistance. The hotline numbers are 538-4787 or 458-4787. The Ministry of Health says it will continue to administer the Pfizer vaccine to children 12 years and older. This statement was made on the heels of the announcement by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration that the vaccine is now fully approved for the prevention of COVID-19 disease in individuals 16 years and older. It will continue to be available under emergency use for individuals 12 through 15 years of age. Dr. Charles explained that the ministry's plans to administer the vaccine to children 12 years and older remain the same.
Yesterday, the US FDA granted full approval for 16 and above. So all that changed is that now it's full approval from 16 and above, but the EUL from 12 remains. So I mean, that is the situation. It is not a change from what previously existed. What we now have is full approval from age 16 and above, and a continuation of EUL for 12 to 15.
Health and Social Security Minister Honorable Nicholas Steele said it is important that parents speak to their children and encourage them to get vaccinated. He underscored the importance of them being vaccinated now that the new school year is around the corner.
We have not had a vaccine for persons under 18 available in Grenada before. So I am grateful for that and encourage others to bring their children between the 12 and up to get the vaccine. School is opening, and we do want to protect our loved ones as best as possible. It is a choice, and it's an individual choice parents take. I am clear on my choice. Dr. Charles is clear on his.
This is the National Report. The news will continue after the break.
This is a message from the Ministry of Health. If you or a family member suspect that you may have contracted COVID-19 and are displaying symptoms, please immediately self-isolate at home. This means that you must also avoid all contact with other members of your household. Do not visit hospitals or health centers, as this creates the potential for further spread of the virus, and it puts additional persons at risk when you come into contact with them. Your best course of action is to call the COVID-19 hotline at 458-4787 or 538-4787, or contact your nearest health center or medical station. Once your information has been received, health officials will come to you. Help prevent the spread of COVID-19. This has been a message from the Ministry of Health.
Welcome back. The Grenada Electricity Services Limited says it is preparing to commission its new generator at Queen's Park Power Plant before the end of September. Having successfully started the new engine, the Grenlec team is preparing to put it into full service soon. During the installation period over the past 11 weeks, special civil, mechanical, and electrical work was completed in preparation for the commissioning of the new generator, which will increase the company's overall power generation capacity to 52 megawatts. Clive Hostin, Grenlec's chief engineer, says the intention is to make access to electricity and energy more reliable going forward.
We have started the commissioning process. The commission essentially makes sure that all the items, they work as intended. So it's a very tedious process. Last week we were able to start up the engine, which is a significant milestone. And with that, we were able to test a lot of the pipeworks, make sure that there's no leaks, check cables, test cables, make sure they're connected in the right place. So we're at a position where we've got speed, engine speed, you can run up to full speed, and the output voltage, that is where it should be. As we go forward, we start getting into the performance testing and load testing of the engine, which is very critical. So we have to make sure that the engine can take load, kilowatt output capacity of it can increase, get it up to full load, and then do performance testing.
During the testing and evaluation phase over the next 3 weeks, there may be unplanned service interruptions. However, the company says it remains committed to reliably serving Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite-Martinique.
The commissioning process will take a few weeks. We have to make sure that the engine works properly. And we'll be testing for faults and certain abnormal conditions. I mean, temperatures, pressures, we got to make sure that the engine can work properly at the design conditions. So we'll be running it at various loads, see how it interacts with other engines at the power plant. It's very ticklish in the sense that faults can occur. So things can happen while we do these initial testing. And it's all in the essence of making sure that the engine works properly. So with that, sometimes the engine can trip, go offline, cause an under-frequency event, which means that we lose feeders, we have some power outages, but it will be our intention to minimize any unforeseen outages to be as short as possible.
Finally, in the news, with the recent surge of positive COVID-19 cases in Grenada, the COVID-19 response team in Carriacou and Petite-Martinique and the Ministry of Health is trying to heighten awareness with a vaccination drive in various communities and reinforce measures to safeguard against the potential spread of the virus on the islands. Minister for Carriacou and Petite-Martinique Affairs and Local Government, Honorable Kindra Maturin-Stewart, in an interview says Carriacou first quarter of the Food and Drug Administration approved Pfizer vaccine will arrive on island on Wednesday and will be made available to children 12 years and over on Thursday, 26th August 2021 from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. The vaccination drive will take place at the Hillsborough Tennis Court. Minister Stewart said government will engage the relevant stakeholders to ensure protocols are maintained.
COVID coming to Carriacou and Petite-Martinique is inevitable. It's just a matter of time. And so we have to be prepared. We cannot be caught off guard. And that is exactly what we are doing at this time. So we would have looked at our PR strategy, our sensitization program, our education program. And over the coming days and weeks, you should expect to see an increase in that sensitization program, not just in relation to vaccination, but also in relation to our usual and regular protocols. So, for example, the wearing of masks, which is so important, the observing the 6 feet social distancing, as well as the hand sanitizing, the washing of hands, etc., etc. This must be coupled with the need to vaccinate. Now, we now have 2 choices, the AstraZeneca and the Pfizer. Our quota of Pfizer will arrive in Carriacou on Wednesday of this week. And so on Thursday, we are planning together with the health nurses, community health nurses, we are planning a vaccination drive.
Community health nurse for Carriacou and Petite-Martinique, Mrs. Darnette Saint-Bernard, disclosed that numerous persons in Carriacou and Petite-Martinique have been coming forward to be vaccinated, and requests for the Pfizer vaccine has been overwhelming in the last 24 hours.
I always encourage persons to take the vaccine because it as they say, it doesn't prevent you from getting the disease, but it lessens the effects on your body, the symptoms, and prevent you from, I would say, maybe dying. Because since we have started the vaccine, all the other countries, we have seen a decline in the death toll. So if you get the vaccine, it reduces the effects, the signs and symptoms, and also maybe prevent death.
Over 2,000 persons in Carriacou and Petite Martinique have received the AstraZeneca vaccine. That story has ended the national report for today, Tuesday, August 24th, 2021. On behalf of the entire news and production team here at the Government Information Service, I am Christian Mitchell saying thank you for joining us. Until next time.
All right, Christian and everyone else at the GIS, thank you very much. And now we are going to take a look at the weather and see what's happening there. And the weather is expected to be partly cloudy to occasionally cloudy with few brief to widely scattered showers and the possible isolated thunder. 26 degrees Celsius is expected to be the minimum temperature for tonight. Winds east, northeasterly to east-southeasterly at 8 to 18 miles per hour. Seas are moderate, waves 4 to 6 feet in open waters. That's our weather report for tonight. And Brenda, Cynthia, Nova, how are you doing tonight, Nova? Zaka, Avril, Rolanda, Charmaine, Raven, Michelle, yeah, just too bad. Lorraine, Angel, Sylvina, Shireen, small man there and I get in trouble. Small man make me knock me toe right now. I'm walking with a little limp. You know what I mean? Yeah, having children is such an amazing thing. Huh? Since I had my son, it has changed my perspective on life, really, you know, and how I see children and all of that, you know. I understand children a little bit more. So I was by the doctor today and I saw a lady came in there with like 4 or 5 children, and there's a lady there fretting her. She come with all her children inside there. I mean, come on, what do you want her to do? Abandon her children? You know? She loves every one of her children the same way. So you see she's going to take a trip to town to go by the doctor or whatever. Well, I don't see why she can't take her children with her. If she hasn't been to town for a while, she comes to town, them children might want to come along on the bus to see the boat and the carnage and all of that. Well, so what? You don't expect people to live their life to your comfort all the time. You know, and it kind of bothered me to see how this elderly lady, she was just coughing at the lady with all her children. What's wrong with that? She didn't beg you for bread. So leave her alone, you know? And there was one of the children, the one giving the most trouble. She's about 2 years. And she was giving a lot, well, trouble within the context, right? And I'm like, you know, that child just reminds me of my son. You know, he's just going to sit there and just find something to make noise about, you know, for no reason. And you have to look around because it will get embarrassing a little after a while, right? Yes, a child is just making noise in a quiet building and it resounds. You know, it's okay. They are children. Give it a break. They are children. We were once children too. Yeah, and listen, you get a bright child when you allow them to explore. I'm not saying that you just let them loose. Yeah, but let them understand behaviors and results from those behaviors. Yeah, don't be too much telling your child no. If it's not going to harm them, let them experience what these actions will cause. Yeah, and that's how they will learn fast. They'll pick up fast, and you'll find they're getting little personalities, and they'll become leaders because now they are advising others at their age. Don't do this because this is going to happen, you know. Or they become a little more advanced, and it helps with their confidence. And let me tell you something: confidence is like education. You see, just how education gets you through the system, confidence and audacity probably will get you there even quicker. Or if you have a balance at the boat. You see, if you have only the education and you lack the confidence, that's going to be a struggle for you because you go bright, but circumstances will limit your potential. All right? And it's going to be frustrating for you. But have a little less, or balance that off with education, a little less education. I'm just saying that, not that you should, but I'm just saying if you have a little less education, but you have that confidence that helps you balance that, hey! You understand? I'm telling you. All these things come with experience. Allowing your children to explore, help with their experience, helps with their confidence, helps with their growth, and they will elevate fast, quick. They will climb the ladder. You understand? Don't be too, no. Just don't do that. Don't do this. All day you're telling the child no. Let the child do it. You will see the child exploring. And as I said, if it's not going to harm them, let them see the result of their action. And then when the result is manifested, then you say to them, you see why you shouldn't do that? You get it? You realize next time they go into that temptation, they will be a little more skeptical. They will take another approach. Again, you leave them, let them explore that option or that variation. Yes? So that they will see what that outcome would mean. Then you know what? Then here you have your child learning to improvise. Improvisation, again, is key to a child's development. Knowing how to be flexible and being very skilled at being flexible. Knowing exactly when something is not going to work, so to take a different course of action. You see? All these little things, they are learning. So don't be too busy saying no to your child. Allow them to explore and to realize the consequences, be it positive or negative, of their actions. Within reason. And you will have a star. You will have a genius on your hands. Take it from me. Yes, son? We're not going to the car now. It's too late for that. Okay? Okay, yes, it's time for me to go. Okay. So, folks, that's it. And we will have another program for you tomorrow. Small man opened the door and said, well, Daddy, it's time to go. All right? He knows the time. It's his time now to go to bed. So Daddy has to come and put him to bed. He realized Daddy is going a little too long. He opened the studio door. So anyway, you get the point. Have a good one. May God bless you and the family. Alistair, Cynthia, Shireen, Java, small man in charge. All right? Joseph. It's not fish tea, Joseph. It's broth. Sally, Ventress, Angel, Lorraine, Michelle, and Sharon, Sally, yes. Yeah, the old school parents had a different approach because Adeline, yeah, they didn't, Gwendolyn, yes, because they did not have the kind of patience and time. Well, not patience, but time, because they were so occupied or engaged, you know, so that is what happened there. And of course, so yes, folks, so that is it right there. And we're going to wrap it up for now. We're going to wrap it up for now, small man giving trouble. So all you, take care of yourselves, and we will see you again. Let's go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we all say, yeah. No. Take care, take care, take care. We'll talk again, all right? God bless you. God bless you.